Here at Twickenham, Ireland are just coming out to train. It's a huge game, Ireland still on for the Grand Slam. Simon, what are your thoughts?
Well, this is the big one for Ireland. They've targeted this. It's their first away game of the Six Nations. They've 2 wins under their belt at home in Dublin. First game away from home of the Joe Schmidt era as well. So it's a big test of character, big test of where this team is, because those 2 wins, you could easily, well, you wouldn't dismiss them, but Scotland were very weak and Wales really didn't turn up as well as Ireland played. But this is the first true test of where Joe Schmidt's Ireland is. Do
you think it will be the hardest game of the tournament for them, sort of win this and Grand Slam is in sight?
It would appear to be the case. Ronan O'Gara, our columnist this morning, said this is the Grand Slam game. Clearly there's a big trip to Paris to come, France away in the last game, St Patrick's weekend, but this, as I say, obviously you can't win a Grand Slam if you lose here, but this would be a huge psychological boost if Ireland could get over the line here. Beat England for the first time in 3 matches. They've lost 3 in a row, 2 in Dublin, 1 here, and of course that defeat 2 years ago was a huge psychological blow the other way, because Ireland got destroyed at the scrum, and it prompted a whole lot of soul searching. So this is the place where Ireland's mettle is always tested.
Certainly the talk in England has been about Brian O'Driscoll, the fact that this will be his last appearance at Twickenham, the emotional factor, I guess, that goes with that. Do you stand any store in that? Do you think that will matter to Ireland and indeed to England?
I don't really think so. I don't think Brian O'Driscoll would ever admit to any of this mattering the whole deal, beyond what the team does. This is another last game for Brian O'Driscoll. It's his last trip to Twickenham. It was his last trip to Murrayfield last season. It's all swings and roundabouts for him. The next game against Italy, that might be significant. The last go around the Aviva Stadium in a green shirt, and obviously Paris, if he lasts that long, if he manages to survive and the sticky tape keeps him together, Paris in March the 15th, 16th will be the last game in an Ireland shirt. So I don't think they're going to put much store in this. I think there's always an element of doing it for Brian, if you like, but there's more at stake here than that.
In terms of England, what are you expecting? I've been with them all week, and the
what do you
talk
think?
Is strong. Well, it's the emotional side is very important. England are actually going to walk to the ground. They're going to park slightly further away than normal and walk here, but Twickenham is something they're trying to make a fortress ahead of the World Cup in particular, and that is particularly important, I guess, for England. Something Ireland will have to deal with. If not now, they hope they'll have to deal with it in a big game here at the World Cup.
Is there a danger of putting too much stock in that kind of thing, the emotional side of it?
I don't know. I mean, they've got 3 players who haven't played an international at Twickenham for England before, whereas Ireland have much more experience relatively, and that is a real worry. Graham Rowntree said this morning that he thinks they'll be okay and they won't be playing reputations, but you've got to wonder if that will be an issue for Jack Now, Johnny May, Luther Burrell. Tom Wood yesterday saying he loves it when England go away from home and they're spat on and hated by everyone, and that the Celtic nations always want their blood. You can get too pumped up, but then I guess it's Twickenham, it's a huge game. England still think they can win this tournament despite the disappointment in Paris, so it should be a cracker.
I'm not sure I've seen too much spitting on Tom Wood. I'm not sure he'd be brave enough, but
true.
It's an interesting point that there is more experience in this Ireland side, and as you say, possibly more experience of playing at Twickenham. All this Leinster team, the Leinster players were here 2 years ago, beating Ulster. So there's an Ulster contingent that are well used to a red-hot atmosphere here, and they're used to playing in big grounds away from home in the Heineken Cup and with Ireland. So I don't think it's going to count too much against Ireland here today. And it's not the most fierce of grounds, let's be honest.
Certainly, I think whoever wins this will win the title.
I'd be backing that judgment, and I have a feeling Ireland might just do it.